wrapped round of the night, as a monster is wrapped of the ocean, down, down through vast stories of darkness, behold, in the tower of the heaven, the thunder. On stairways of cloudy commotion, colossal of tread, like a giant, from echoing hour to hour goes striding in rattling armor, the nymph, at her billow-roofed dormer of foam, and the sylvan green housed at her window of leaves appears, as a listening woman, who hears the approach of her lover, who comes to her arms in the night, and, loosening the loops of her locks, with eyes full of love and delight, from the couch of her rest in ardor and haste arises. The nymph, as if breathed of the tempest, like fire surprises the riotous bands of the rocks, that face with a roar the shouting charge of the seas. The sylvan, through troops of the trees, whose clamorous clans with gnarly bosoms keep hurling themselves on the guns of the wind, goes wheeling and whirling. The nymph, of the waves' exultation upheld, her green dress is knotted with flowers of the hollow white foam, dives screaming, then bounds to the arms of the storm, who boisterously presses her hair and wild form to his breast that is panting and streaming. The sylvan, hard pressed by the wind, the pan-footed air, on the violent backs of the hills, like a flame that tosses and thrills from peak to peak when the world of spirits is out, is born, as her rapture wills, with glittering gesture and shout, now here in the darkness, now there, from the rain-like sweep of her hair, bewilderingly volleyed o'er eyes and o'er lips, to the lambent swell of her limbs, her breasts and her hips, she flashes her beautiful nakedness out in the glare of the tempest that bears her away, that bears me away, away, over forest and foam, over tree and spray, far swifter than thought, far swifter than sound or than flame, over ocean and pine, in arms of tumultuous shadow and shine, though sylvan and nymph do not exist, and only what of terror and beauty I feel and I name as parts of the storm, the awe and the rapture divine that here in the tempest are mine. The two are the same, the two are forever the same, calm beauty full-bosomed, O night, in thy noon move with majesty onward, bearing, as lightly as a singer may bear the notes of an exquisite tune, the stars and the moon through the clearest stories high of the heaven, the firmament's halls, under whose sapphirine walls, June, Hesperian June, robed in divinity wanders daily and nightly. The turquoise touch of her robe, that the violet star, the silvery fall of her feet, that lilies are, fill the land with languorous light and perfume. Is it the melody mute of burgeoning leaf and of bloom, the music of nature, that silently shapes in the gloom immaterial hosts of spirits that have the flowers and leaves in their keep, that I hear invisible ghosts, who whisper in leaves and glimmer in blossoms and hover in color and fragrance and loveliness, breathed from the deep world soul of the mother, nature, who, over and over, both sweetheart and lover, goes singing her songs from one sweet month to the other, that appear in forest and field, on hillland and lea, as crystallized harmony, materialized melody, an uttered essence peopling far and near the hyaline atmosphere. Behold how it sprouts from the grass and blooms from flower and tree in waves of diaphanous moonlight and mist, in fugue upon fugue of gold and of amethyst. Around me, above me it spirals, now slower, now faster, like symphonies born of the thought of a musical master. O music of earth! O God who the music inspired! Let me breathe of the life of thy breath and so be fulfilled and attired in resurrection, triumphant o'er time and o'er death.